But it was interesting because it sort of reminded me of Papa Wasn't Wrong. It had that kind of a vibe to it, you know, that some kind of vibe. But it was so funky that it, like I said, it turned the club out.
What? Now
I can see that. I see what you mean there. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Now we had a song called "What's That Dance You Doing?" Hey, what's that dance you doing? Okay,
that's on the first album.
No, it's on the last one we did. Oh. And that particular song, we got the idea because everything we were doing are like upper or ballads. Because the music was sweet, sweet mellow music. But Van said, we went to Van and said, we want something funky. And Van wasn't a funk arranger, okay? So we said we want something funky. So he said, well, on the line of what? I said, well, the Temptations got a song called "Standing on Shaky Grounds." I said, funk. So that's when he came up with, "Hey, what's that dance you doing?" If you listen to it, it's kind of on that same style as "Standing on Shaky Ground" by the Temptations. And we also see another thing about this particular group. We had multiple leads, and that was a plus for us because it didn't keep us, should I say, locked into a one lead singer. And I'm glad that didn't happen with us because, I'm not saying that they are great lead singers. But the sad part about that, once that lead singer gets, and you performing,
hey. You're not supposed to sit. You got to go so much.
Pretty by the Joneses, 1974. 72, I'm sorry.
Heart of pure gold, and in a glow, yeah, that pleases me. Every way, there can be no other, no. And that's all right for me. Yes, she is. She's for me. Johnson, she's the time. Yeah, she's so blind. Don't you know that ain't all of the sea. Listen, what I tell you. You see, she's she's great. Good Lord Almighty, she is.
Must go on.
Yeah, but it's sometimes key grounds. Right? Because the music was sweet, sweet mellow music. But Van said, we went to Van and said we want something funky, and because Van wasn't he wasn't a funk arranger, okay. So we said we want something funky. So he said, well, on the line of what? I said, well, the Temptations got a song called "Standing on Shaky Grounds." I said, funk. So that's when he came up with, "Hey, what's that dance you doing?" If you listen to it, it's kind of on that same style as "Standing on Shaky Ground" by the Temptations. And we also see another thing about this particular group. We have multiple leads, and that was a plus for us because it didn't keep us, should I say, locked into a one lead singer. And I'm glad that didn't happen with us because, I'm not saying that they are great lead singers. But the sad part about that, once that lead singer gets, and you performing,
hey, you're not supposed to get sick. You got to go. Show must go on.
Yeah, but sometimes you get to the point where you just can't do it.
She smiled at me. Hey, what's that you're doing? I wanna dance it with you. Say, show me that dance you're doing. Hey, 'cause I wanna get down the way you do. Thought I was right on time, doing the first dollar line. Check it out, come on, check it on out. But then I looked and saw you turning up the floor. Baby, getting down to something I ain't never seen before. Hey, what's that dance you're doing? Hey, baby, I wanna dance. I wanna do the same dance you do. Show me that dance you're doing. Hey, baby, I wanna get down the way you do. Come on, get down. I wanna get down. I wanna get down. I wanna get down. I wanna get down the way you do. Shake it, do. Shake it up. I wanna get down. I wanna get on down. Get down. I wanna get down. I wanna get down the way you do. that you do it. Hey, baby, I wanna dance, dance, dance with you. I wanna do the same that you do. Say, show me that dance you do it. Hey, baby, I wanna get down the way you do. Come on, get down. I thought that I could burn. I wanna go just like that. I wanna get down. What's that dance you do? Hey, baby, what's that dance you do? Whatever you do, I want you to have it. Hey, baby, show me that dance you do.
Music and staying in the genre at the time, and he wrote some music that was really popular, and like Ted said, it really matched the times that we were going. It was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to mention we also done some international tours. We spent a lot of time in Mexico. That was with Van, and then we did a Far Eastern tour as well. And we went to Malaysia, Hong Kong, Japan, all these Far Eastern countries, and that was fantastic.
Now, did Van have some other DC groups traveling with you?
No, actually, well, he done a lot of shows himself, and sometimes I think Faith, Hope, and Charity perform with him.
But they don't really perform
on the international tours. We used to go with him as well. And
I know one group we toured with the Blackbirds, Donaldbirds and Blackbirds. Mm-hmm. But most of the time we were basically soloing out there.
We had our own tour. Our circuit.
Well, we really didn't get with a major booking agency, so Paul did a lot of our booking. Paul Cohen, and we was on the hotel circuit.
So let me ask you this, because since you all came out like in '74, you were like during the disco era later on. What did you think about the disco era when it really hit? I know Van is famous for recording a lot of disco music, but were you as a group, were you that sound yourselves, or you were just going with whatever was given to you?
No, well, of course, really didn't want R&B to get pushed to the side. But disco, we enjoyed it. We liked it. But as we all know, the disco age kind of put a damper on some of the R&B music for every artist.
With what it
really didn't get.
He did a lot of, shows himself. And sometimes I think Faith, Hope, and had our own.
Like during the disco era later on. What did you think about the disco era when it really hit? I know Van is famous for recording a lot of disco music, but were you as a group, were you that sound yourselves, or you were just going with whatever was given to you?
No, well, of course, really didn't want R&B to get pushed to the side, but disco, we enjoyed it, we liked it, but as we all know, the disco age kind of put a damper on some of the R&B music for every artist.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And then you had artists like Donald Summers. They had these big hits, these big disco hits and stuff like that. But disco did a little bit of it, pushed back on R&B.
Well, see, at that time you had to go along with the flow of what was going on in the music industry at that time.
Right.
Because in our era, which was the sweet. Should I say, ballads when we were coming up. Basically that, like I said, back when you had the dramatics, the Delphonics, etc. Then the music over to disco. So you just had to go with what the flow was happening then.
Right.
And that's what Van directed us into. Because, of course, he did the hustle. And Okay, that was his thing there because he wrote a lot of sweet ballads for the different acts back then. The presidents and Anacostia. That was then. When that disco era came in, you had to go with the times at that time, and that's what he did with us.
So it was a group called Anacostia back in the day. I Can't Stop Loving Her. It's Van McCoy writing right here. He wrote for this group. DMV, baby. 1970s. We're taking it back. When you come to Streets Finest, we going back. That's why it's called Throwbavcks.
I can't stop loving her, no matter how I try. She's always on my mind. I guess the thought of her will always be a part of me. And I remember the day she went away. She went away. And left me alone. Left me alone. Now finding mighty hard.
Van was a talented writer. Van McCoy was a talented writer.
So I keep telling myself, you forget her in time. But I can't convince my heart when she's always on my mind. I can't stop loving her. Oh, why?
And oh, how I cried. Even though we did have some nice ballads in there, but you had songs like "Come Down to Earth." The other one we did. What's the other one we did? That was another disco. Well, anyway, we had to go with the times at that time. What was going on in the music industry, and a lot of groups had to do that. Just a prime example is it's like coming out of the 60s music. And you got into the cultural movement. So that's what when like with Marvin Gaye when he did the album What's Going On, and then the Temptations got into Runaway Child, Running Wild, those Papa Was the Rolling Stones. So those are the cultural changes, and that's the music had to change with that. And then you went from that then you went to rap music after Go era.
So was Van the only producer that worked with you guys?
Yes, we tried out for a few producers, but Van was the one in 1974 that really, done the most for us. Because we tried, remember we went to Philadelphia? Who was that? That was
Tom Bell.
Yeah, Tom Bell and Linda Creed. We tried out, we auditioned for the Philly Sound Group. And that was an experience. But Van was the one that took us, where we wanted to go as far as getting them to a major label.
Now, did Van work with the stylistics after you guys?
I don't know. Yeah, he worked with stylistics. He worked with Blue Magic, Soft. He worked with a lot of those different acts up in that Philly area.
Phillips, he did some stuff with
David Ruffin.
Yeah, David Ruffin. Melba Moore, Mae West.
Yeah.
We did Mae West.
Yeah, because he did a lot of the movie scores also.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And Van was one of the geniuses of music for the era. Maybe some people don't know that, but he was a genius.
Van McCoy from the DMV.
And his favorite
was a genius in the 70s.
Oh, he had his own style when it comes to create violin.
That's why all this music has a lot of violin music in there. Yeah.
Wow. So is there any other producer that you would have liked to work with during that period of time?
Well,
if you had a choice?
We had an opportunity after Van passed away. I think that was 78, maybe 79, somewhere between 78 and 79. After he passed away, we had an opportunity to continue to record some other producers. And one of them he's about the same age as we are, but he was really young then as well as we were. And that was David Foster.
Okay. Oh, David Foster.
Now, I can say, I didn't want to just say we made a mistake, but that could have proven to be a great opportunity, and it may have resulted in some really great things,
Get back to the question.
Did he have any records out at that time? David Foster, had he done anything big?
I don't remember he was just a young producer at RCA.
Okay.
I'm too old. I don't remember him there. You know who I wish that we had produced something was Tom Bell. Tom Bell and with Cameron Huff.
Yeah.
I like that Philly organization.
You all would really fit into that vibe too. I could hear that. I could definitely hear that. Yeah. I could definitely hear that.
Yeah, we auditioned for them, but unfortunately Band's offer came through first, so we went with that one.
Yeah. I could definitely Tom Bell.
No question. I didn't know Tom Bell could sing the way he did. I just saw a but no, he could sing. He could sing his. They just did a set on him on Facebook.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I didn't know he could sing like that. He sang all those songs that he wrote. He sat on the piano and sang them all. He was phenomenal.
He's clearly one of my favorite producers, writers.
Mm-hmm. But you know, also Charlie Kipps he produced too. Also, the one that wrote "I'm Gonna Walk Away from Love." Charlie Kipps wrote that song.
But he mostly was a fan, right?
Yeah, but he wrote that song. I'm Gonna Walk Away from Love. You didn't know that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me take y'all back to Eastern Talent Day times.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Now, there was a lot of talent shows, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was there one group that you guys hated to go against?
Tell us.
Well, I didn't want to talk about the rivalries. But now, you know, at that time when we were young, there was a lot of rivalries, and there was jealousy and envy because we got a lot of, you know, feedback from all kind of. But now, as adults, of course, you don't really think that way anymore.
Well,
but that's on you to hear this.
I knew because I sang with a lot of talent then, and like I said, we were just starting out. I didn't come up.
Charlie Kemp wrote "I'm Gonna Walk Away from Love," and the Choice 4 did it first, and then David Ruffin went solo, left the Temptations. He was still working with Van McCoy, and they cooked up "Walking Away from Love," "When You Young and in Love," and "The Finger Pointers." So he did 3 of their hit songs and took it to a new height only because he had the name and he was with the Temptations. So his star was shining brighter. So he took it further when he sung it. But it is nothing like the original, okay? And we're going to play it right now. "Walk Away from Love," the Choice 4. Y'all know David Ruffin, but this is the Choice 4. Timeless music hour, you know. So, you know, kudos to David Ruffin, a bad boy, you know, by far. But you know what I'm saying? We for the home team, DMV, DC. You feel me? So it's all about the Choice 4. For sure. That's how we doing that. They made it smooth. They put it in the pocket with the groove. David Ruffin, he speeded it up. See what I'm saying?
It's nothing I don't love you. You know how much I do. And it's not that I found someone to take the place
Of you.
It's just a feeling built within me. Time touch my hand.
You touch my hand.
Save my body. And even I don't
Understand. I'm leaving this time.
This time I'm playing
To walk away from love. For love breaks my heart. I'm gonna walk away from love. Ooh, baby.
You're clinging to me tighter than you ever
And before.
had. It's gonna take everything I've got to keep walking
Out that door.
But those arms you've got around me won't let me go someday. And I'd rather leave you holding on.
Charlie Kip wrote this song. Shouts out to Charlie. Great song, baby. The lyrics is hitting and holding. Gonna walk away from love. Before love. I'm gonna walk away from love. Ooh, baby. Playing it smart. I'm gonna walk away from love. Ooh, baby. Yeah. Come on, man. Stop playing. Y'all know what it is. The original is always the winner. No matter who keep trying to copy it, the original always going to hold its own. Y'all know what it is. Stop playing.
So I learned. Matter of fact, Petey taught me. But back then, when it came to performing and competing, it was one group called, but Bruce was in, called the Cardales. They were good performers. The Intrepids. Okay.
That was Charles, right?
No, the Intrepids were Larry,
Oh yeah.
and Don and them. Oh yeah, Michael. Yeah, a great group. They were really, really nice.
What's the name of that song?
Then you had, of course, you had the Unifics. We were in a talent show, but hey,
What's the name of the song
that was
released?
It's just a picture. Yeah. It's just a picture.
You remember how to go?
Yeah. No, I don't remember. I can't. I'm not gonna sing it either.
I'll sing it.
But yeah, back in the day, it was very, very competitive market, should I say, in the talent industry in DC. Oh man, oh man.
What about this? How about groups that didn't make it that you can remember that
Say it again.
Ooh.
Say it again. Repeat what you said.
I'm trying to think of maybe some groups that had the talent but just didn't make it that you thought should have gone further.
I thought the Intrepids.
Yeah.
The Intrepids should have made it.
Would you consider the presidents from Anacostia?
Well, they made it. They
did.
But look, another act that even the people that was, I mean, it was phenomenal. That was the Fawns now, though. We can't leave the Fawns out.
Oh, Fawns, yeah.
Right.
And the fuzzy. See, I was so into the male acts that I forget about the female acts. But I'm gonna tell you another young lady who's in a group that is a comedian. What's her name? She was in a group. She's a comedian today. What's her name? Sylvia. Yeah, Sylvia something. Maureen's friend, right? No, she's a comedian today. She was with Dick Gregory and all, and you know I'm over. I can't. I can't think of it. I think I know you're talking. But anyway, these are acts that I felt in the fawns. There were other acts that I thought that should have been out there that should have reached a higher plateau in the music industry. One was I thought that the Blendales were nice. I remember the Blendales. I mean, what's the guy's name? Larry Sharp. Remember Larry Sharp? Right. Man, I heard he was phenomenal.
And Bo too. Bo, what's his last name?
Bo Sharp?
Yeah, Bo Sharp.
Bo Sharp. Oh yeah. What's the name of it?
Is he on the T?
No, Halo.
Yeah, Halo.
I think Halo. They were. Yeah. To be to contend with. Trust me. And I could go on. It's just so many accents in Washington D.C. But I'm old now, so. Okay, now Easton being the vocal factory that it was. What about some of the other groups of other high schools? Okay. You had acts out of McKinley Tech. True Reflection with Glenn Leonard's group. With the yeah.
skip class just to see you. Oh, how I love you. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. Remember the day it rained. I was looking through my window pane, and I needed you.
True Reflection out of DC. From McKinney Tech.
Some things you keep, some things you leave behind. No, that was yesterday. That was yesterday.
True Reflection.
Okay.
I was Glenn this group. Do you know any other acts?
Glenn went to McKinley?
Yeah. Glenn was in McKinley Tech.
We must be smart. McKinley was
I went to McKinley.
Yeah, oh, okay. So you know back then, you know the acts that came out of it.
Glenn and a couple of them came up before me. Glenn and Richard Hallwood, they all came out of McKinley before I did.
All
right. What about Coleman and Blunt? Did they go to McKinley too?
I don't remember.
I think they did.
Okay.
But I know that McKinley Tech had a lot of musical talent. A lot of music.
I mean, program. I mean, with a music and art program, like what
exactly.
is what we were at the time.
Exactly.
Right. McKinley was one of the better high schools in DC at the time.
Well, that's why.
And they had a lot of academic success.
Yeah. Well, it must be.
McKinley recruited my sister as well.
Now, what other schools?
Oh, jeez. See, the thing about it, we didn't. No.
See, we were very young. This was like in high school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but see, I didn't get around much. I didn't get around. I didn't get around much. We didn't have a car, so I didn't know what was going on in the other school.
You know, yeah.
Hey, same here, man. Same here.
You know. But I know that. Didn't you? Spingarn. Spingarn had a lot of.
Spingarn, class of '88.
Yeah, because I think. Okay, because I think Greg and them came. Greg Cook and them came out of Spingarn of the Unifics.
Okay. What about Coolidge?
Coolidge? I don't know too much about you. Bobby, when he went to Coolidge.
Yeah, they had a couple artists up there. You know, they had the talent shows and whatnot, but nobody ever really pursued past the high school years.
Well, then the Illusions come out of Coolidge. The Illusions came out of Coolidge.
I'm not sure.
I see the thing about it. I didn't hear of these groups. I only speak of certain groups, and they said, and when I put it out there about different acts, DCX, and they said, "Oh, you forgot about so and so. You forgot about this. You forgot about them." I said, "I didn't know about these different acts." And boy, I caught heck when I said certain groups. Oh, well, what about so and so? And it went on, and it was nice because they books that I never heard of before, and I said,
well,
wow.
Everybody wanted to be noticed and recognized.
Yes.
And only a handful of people have contracts.
Ted, all they had to do is create their own list.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
That was your list.
Yeah, that was my list, and they added on to it, boy. They kept going, "Oh, you forgot about so and so," and I'm like, "Okay, I didn't know." But I was only speaking of acts that I basically was familiar around in our area, in our genre.
Now you were speaking about the dancing, and you guys danced, and Unifics danced. What other groups were famous for that choreography and things?
Well, you have the Dynamic Superiors.
Yeah, Superiors. Decent
did you guys ever perform with them?
Yes. Yep. We performed with them in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And what surprised me was, wow. I mean, they were very creative.
Oh, man. My favorite song by them is Leave It Alone.
Really?
Yeah. Most people but Leave It Alone is my favorite. But
yeah, and Tony can sing the heck out of that too.
And you know what? And when he sang it, I can really sense the accident sense of production in that one. Definitely.
Man,
that's my favorite song by them. Leave It Alone.
I mean, they put a lot of work in their performance, and I commend them for that, because they put a lot of work in. Because I think the first time I ever saw the Dynamic Superiors, I think they were with the Shelter Room. They used to perform at the Shelter Room a lot.
They did. Where was the Shelter Room? I forgot. What was the Shelter Room?
Savannah Terrace, down in I think it's Southeast Washington.
Yeah, off of let's see, is that Alabama Avenue?
Yes, off that way, down that way somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Over by Parkland Apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Name some of those venues that are long gone that a lot of people used to either go to or play at.
I don't even know, but I know the Shelter Room is gone.
The Shelter Room is gone.
The Mark 4 is gone.
Yeah. The
Room.
Mm-hmm. The Crazy Spot.
Yeah, the Crazy Spot.
That's where we were
discovered.
We're discovered by Van McCoy at the Crazy Spot. I'm gonna tell you, Chuck McCool. He was like, it's kind of promoting us somewhat back in that day.
He was a little talent scout. That's how I met you guys through Chuck.
Right. And he introduced us to Van. He brought Van down to the Crazy Spot where we were performing. That's how we were introduced to Van McCoy.
Okay.
This Crazy Spot was on the intersection of Florida Avenue. Florida Avenue ended.
Florida and Connecticut.
Yes, Florida and Connecticut.
So right near where the Washington Hilton is now.
Yes. Right across the street from it. Yep. So I couldn't believe we performed in that place. The stage was so small.
So it's not as small as the stage in Baltimore.
Oh my God, the carousel. Oh,
yeah,
forget that. The carousel you sang. Huh?
Which one is this again?
The carousel in Baltimore, where you dance inside the bar. The bar was rectangular, and the stage area was right in the bar.
The stage may have been, I don't know, 4 feet by 15 feet. No, not that much.
Yeah.
4 by 12.
Around the scene
like a 5 by 12 or something like that. And we had to do all of our high-speed acrobatic even choreography
on a platform.
On a 5 by 12.
But I'm gonna tell you, speaking of Baltimore,
we could do it. We did it.
Speaking of Baltimore has some phenomenal acts also. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, when we first got there, I think the first act that we introduced to was called the Young Vandals. That was with Damon Harris.
Look what you done. You made a fool out of someone that love was true, and found out that you were just having fun. Lord, what do you wanna make me do? After all, I've been good to you. And I recall a time you needed somebody, and I made your mind. You needed a friend, so I took you in and treated you so kind. And oh, what do you wanna make me do? After all, I've been good to you. Good time.
1969, The Vandals from Baltimore.
And I never let you down. And now you're telling me that you must go. You know that you're hurting me. But there'll come a time. Oh, you're gonna wake up in time.
Harris.
Who sang with the Temptations after Temptations?
Yeah. When we went there that night, we were trying to get a gig at the place called, what's the name of that place? The Chanticleer.
Chanticleer, right.
Chanticleer on Charles Street. Mm-hmm. And we came in to audition to the club, and this act was, they were practicing there. Mm-hmm. And these guys were singing with 5 of them. And they were great. And I said, these guys, they were just, they emulated Temptation to the T.
They were great.
And they were phenomenal. So then we were introduced to acts because we became, what's Boston's name? The guy that owned the Scene nightclub was managing us. So we started performing at the Scene nightclub. That's right, yeah. And a lot of the acts from Baltimore used to perform there, like Frankie and the Spindles, First Class.
party, but don't go astray, please do just as I say. Count to 10. Maybe by then you'll see my love is true, and the only one
Again, the
I
Spenders.
care about is you. Baby, count to 10. Darling, darling. At night in the park, as I sat in the dark, you walked up on me as I sat with my brain. Count to 10. She was only a friend, baby. Now can't you see my love is true, and the only one I care about is you, baby. You walk around with your head in the air. Don't let me explain, and I don't think it's fair, darling. I've been so true. There's no one else but you, baby. So count to 10. 1, 2, 3, darling, darling. She was just a friend. 1, 2, 3, baby, baby. 7, 8, 9, 10. For your information, the whole conversation, baby, was about you, and believe me, that's true. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He ultimately.
First Class from Baltimore.
Invitation to everyone, but me, but me, but me. I said I loved you, darling, but you were blind. Can't you see, girl? I didn't want to cry at the time, but you really blew my mind. Everybody said you were a lovely bride, but I didn't see you. 'cause you weren't standing there beside me, beside me. Maybe I didn't want to cry at the time, but you really blew my mind. Oh, what about me?
You know anymore? Mm-hmm. But there were so many. I mean, they had so much talent there. So much talent came there and became of notoriety. You know, like Bob.
Bob started singing with the Intruders. Yeah, he was great. Yeah.
Billy Griffin went to the Miracles. Then you had Damon Harris. They went to the Temptations. There were just so many acts out of Baltimore. I don't forget the Whatnots. Do you remember anymore?
And we were in our early 20s, remember?
Yeah.
So the way Ted is telling it now, it was more of a rivalry back then, you know.